a fly?
That is a dragonfly.
It is a fly.
Hello, and welcome to Lesson 13 of What We May Be, a philosophy in the art of living. I hope you've been enjoying this journey. We're getting fairly close to wrapping up. We're reaching the end of the book. There are a lot of exercises in the book that I'm not going to put on video, but if you like the guided visualizations and would like to do more of them and go a little deeper, you could certainly pick up the book yourself, What We May Be, and do all of them. There are a number of exercises in here. As I said, I won't cover in the video series, but I wanted to give you a good sampling and cover the key points in the book via this free video course. Today we're going to talk about the synthesis of opposites. Now, the basis of What We May Be is psychosynthesis. So synthesis is right there. And what is synthesis? It's bringing together the fragmented parts or even whole parts to create a new whole. And if you think back to the introduction of this course, we told the story of a man who was asked for the secret of life and he was sent to a well to ask for the information, and the well sent him to a location where he looked around and there were 3 stores, one that sold wood, one that sold strings, and one that sold another part. And he didn't understand that how could these parts mean anything, much less the meaning of life. But one day he heard someone playing beautiful music and discovered that the instrument that was being played was made of those parts that the well had sent him to on that street corner that day. And so what he came to realize was that it is in bringing all the parts together in a new and different way, without the inhibitions that they might be carrying on their own or the limits that they have when you look at them individually. When you release some of that and bring things together in a new way, or synthesize opposites even, which is the exercise we're going to look at today, you can create something new. Or, at least if it's not new, you can create something that has not yet been used in its highest potential. And so you are a work of art, and we want you to live in your highest potential. So today we're going to talk about synthesizing opposites. The example we'll use is work and play. There are 2 opposites right there, work and play, or at least for most folks, those operate as opposites in their lives. But you can certainly do this with any thinking, feeling, high, low, happy, sad, angry, calm, whatever opposites you have going on that you would like to try to synthesize. So the first one is a written form of free drawing, and then the second one is a guided visualization. And I'll present both here for you to try, one or the other, or both, whatever you like. All right, as a free drawing, choose a polarity that you want to work on. Take a sheet of paper and then split it down the middle and put one polarity on each side. Then make a free drawing on each side representing either pole. Remember, they're free drawing exercises, so no concern about what they look like. The 2 poles are facing each other. Now you can kind of feel the interaction going on between them, or at least go ahead and allow yourself to kind of feel that. On a new sheet of paper, make a picture of the 2 poles and of their interaction. The 2 poles being the 2 opposite things that you're comparing. So try to draw on a new sheet of paper, how do those things interact? What does that look like? The interaction, like a dialogue, might be a clash, a tentative contact, a distant communication, or a repulsion. Could be any of those things. The elements may even change radically. Synthesis could be spontaneous development, like the 2 parts fuse into a single entity. Just play around with it, be a little adventurous. If and when a new entity appears, do not leave it at that. Seek to become aware of what it represents and of the inner state you produce with that image. Write on the back of the drawing about your whole experience and see how this may manifest in your life. So for the creative expressionists out there, that's one way to look at it. For those of you who prefer a guided visualization and something a little more concrete than abstract, I will lead you now through a guided visualization. You can pause the tape to get in, or the video, to get into a comfortable position. Take a few deep breaths, relax, and get ready to begin. Imagine that you are visiting the country of work. Everyone here is efficient and businesslike. Everything reflects this approach. Look at the expressions on people's faces, how they are dressed, and so on. Look at the cars, the shop windows, the houses. Go in and visit one or two of them. Among the people living in this country, you may meet someone you know, even yourself. They are human beings, not caricatures. The main qualities they possess are connected with doing work. This is about work. You may find some very efficient people here, looking at the mail, putting out fires. They're achievement-oriented, focus on production. They're fast and they accomplish a great deal. Try to see both the positive qualities and the limitations of these people. Then go to the country of play. Everything and everyone is the polar opposite of what you saw before. The people are strolling along, calmly smiling, having a good time, to the point where their efficiency and productivity are ignored. They're easily distracted, humorous, childlike. They don't like serious work. Walk around and study them, just as you did in the country of work, but this is the country of play. What are their desirable and undesirable traits? Now imagine a third country. It's located in a place of outstanding beauty where the landscape is harmonious, climate is mild. The buildings have been carefully integrated into nature. This country has its roots in some ancient, forgotten civilization, and over the centuries, people have steadily developed a culture unknown to us, but far more advanced than ours in the knowledge of psychology and its application. They have skillfully studied human beings and learned how to improve the way life is lived. One of the questions they have resolved is how to develop people in whom all varieties of inner riches are blended into a single whole, thus creating synthesis, where before there was fragmentation and conflict. The particular achievement of this culture has been a synthesis of the most positive qualities of work and play. As a consequence, the inhabitants act with playfulness and commitment. At the same time, they love life. They also enjoy working. They're efficient and productive, but also sensitive to beauty. Meet some of them, talk with them, see how they're dressed, how do they eat, how do they work. What is their way of thinking? Visit the towns, the homes, the theaters, churches, museums, factories, offices, restaurants, recreation, and then write down your experiences. The idea is to be playful and to open your mind to looking at where you can bring synthesis to two opposites in your life. Overall, throughout this course, as you've met and worked with subpersonalities, looked at a place of will and a place of choosing, and worked on directing your attention. Now, this idea of synthesis, we go back to the transforming aggression exercise from lesson 11, I think it was. When you're working with a feeling of anger, for example, and we were trying to find a way to channel that energy productively, this exercise can be used, like let's say you did it with anger and calm. There's certainly an amount of energy available with anger that isn't available with calm. So how do you synthesize the energy of anger with the clear-headedness of calm? That's an example beyond work and play. So be creative. Choose two polarities in your own life that really can benefit where you're going, what you're trying to accomplish, and give it a try. Again, leave in the comments questions or ideas about how the process went for you. I will see you next time with what will be our last lesson. Lesson 14 will be wrapping up what we may be, a philosophy in the art of living. Thanks for joining me. Create a great day.
Is that a fly?
That is a dragonfly.
Wow. It is a fly. Wow. He got in the water. How did it?
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's still alive or not.